schools were desegregated, Councill High School was the only one for the city's minority students. Now the Alumni Association hopes to save the structure to, in their words, save history and create new history. News Channel 19's Lisa Washington is live at Councill High School to explain. Lisa?
Jason, Councill High School graduated its last class in 1966. The original structure for the school was a wooden building, one story, that was built on this site. 35 years later, a brick structure was erected. It is that part of this structure that the council supporters want to save.
The English and math was down on the other end.
Kenneth Gurley vividly remembers his days at Huntsville's Councill High School.
It was the only school that a minority could attend in the city.
A former quarterback on the school's football team, Gurley is now the project manager, spearheading the effort to save his school.
The site is historical. The land itself is historical, as well as the building.
Worn gutters and tattered paint reveal the history of Councill High School, a school that once had a booming band and winning sports teams. But it's the auditorium, part of the first brick structure, that the alumni want preserved.
Our point is to make sure that this site is preserved for the alumni.
But, Gurley says, Councill's history is relevant to everyone.
Without this school, the community would have suffered, period, because there would have been a group of people that would not have had an education.
It was just like a family there. Everybody knew everybody, and we were all right there in the same neighborhood.
Ernest Horton is a member of Council's class of 1958. He says the school was a place of learning and an atmosphere for fun.
The games, basketball, football, and some baseball, the most prevalent sports there.
Now it's a building with stacked chairs and wooden doors that open to an important part of history. The William Hooper Councill Alumni Association will hold its next meeting tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the Richard Shower Center that's on Blue Spring Road in Huntsville. Actually, they have meetings every Thursday, and Kenneth Gurley says that there is a 5-point plan the group has come up with to saving Councill School. The first part of that plan is to increase its membership. That's why they're inviting everyone to attend the meetings. We're live in Huntsville. Lisa Washington, News Channel 19.
Changed education in America forever. As News Channel 19's Lisa Washington shows us, the Supreme Court's decision in that case opened doors of opportunity, painting a gray line for black and white America.
In 2004, it's not a strange sight to see black and white students sitting in the same classroom. But this image 50 years ago would have been controversial. Back then, separate but equal meant it was against the law for black and white students to attend the same schools. In Huntsville, while white students attended Butler, Lee, and Huntsville high schools, black students got an education at Councill High.
It was the only school that a minority could attend in the city.
Councill didn't have the same level of resources, but the dedication of teachers in terms of preparing students for the future, as evidenced by the kind of graduates they turned out.
Dr. Horace Rice, a business professor at Alabama A&M University, says the all-black Councill High gave black students its best despite the limitations.
Councill served us well in that it gave us the academic foundation to go out into the world and to compete, in spite of the fact that there was segregation.
But in 1954, that all changed with the Supreme Court's decision essentially ending school segregation.
Brown was important because you have the highest court in the land saying this is wrong.
Dr. Clark Roundtree is a UAH professor who studies argument. He's edited a book on the 1954 decision to be released later this year.
That was a tough time because suddenly you throw together blacks and whites who've been strangers to one another, and there was tension in the air.
Sonny Herford IV was the first student to integrate Alabama schools, escorted by his father, Sonny Herford III. He made history integrating Huntsville's Fifth Avenue School.
I was too young to understand the significance or the danger, but my parents knew and they stayed with it.
A historical marker was unveiled last month marking the site of the Fifth Avenue School. Huntsville schools were the first in Alabama to integrate.